Okay, here we are at this beautiful house in Citrus Heights, and one of the things, something I should do, tell people to take off their shoes before they come into the house. And I was going, God, please don't let there be any holes in my socks. And I don't have no holes in my socks. I just want to let you guys know that. So I'm really happy about that. So anyway, we got a small crowd here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, and it looks like this house has a Casper haunting. And a Casper haunting is a benevolent entity that doesn't do anything mischievous or anything like that. So it seems like it appears that it talks. So Carrie, do you mind talking about that?
I actually didn't hear it talk, but John and Madison both did.
Okay, John, so what did it say to you?
Well, there was one other person that was
Carl.
sitting there, and
Carl was sitting right where Deanna.
You know, just-
oh no.
Chantel.
Yeah, Chantel.
we
Pardon me.
heard a voice. Our spontaneous reaction was, "Did you hear that? Yeah, I heard that." So what, who was that? What did it say? You know, and we thought we heard it say, "Carrie, who is that?" That was, but
I was sitting here.
having second thoughts, or going back, I said, "Well, you know, maybe it was the TV, maybe something else. I don't know. The TV wasn't on, so."
Now, Carrie, do you have any idea who this entity might be?
I actually have a couple ideas, but my strongest feeling is James. He passed away in March, and he was very sick with leukemia, but he was really fighting every day. He wasn't, for a while he was in a good spot to go, to leave, and be with his, wife who had passed. But then at the very, very end, he was fighting with every breath he had to stay. So I don't know. And then I have another friend who died at the age of 40. Very unexpected. Thought he just had the flu. And finally went to the ER and died within 6 hours. Pleurisy. So,
And who was that friend?
David.
David. Okay, so James is
He's like he was like my stepfather.
Stepfather.
Like my stepfather. But we were really close. We talked every week for an hour, we were tight. And I saw him he lived in Fallbrook, and I saw him when I knew he was getting close to going. I saw him the 2 weeks before he passed, and then I actually took her down with me the weekend. And we left Sunday, and he passed that Monday morning.
I'm really sorry to hear that. David, and that was a really close friend of yours?
He really was, yeah. He was a unique individual. He had a lot of musical ability, and I met him through a girlfriend of mine, and I'm still really good friends with his mom. And after he passed, we would sit in her living room, and she had a light like that kind of that was more in between the couch and the love seat, and it would flicker on and off, and we would hear. He was a very large man. He was about 400 pounds, and when he would walk up and down the hallway, you could hear the woodwork creak a certain way, and then as he would come back down, you'd hear it. And so right after he passed, we would sit there, and we were feeling sad, and we heard him walk down the hallway, and then all of a sudden we started messing with the light. So I don't know, if he's checking in on me at times.
It sounds
or
like he's trying to convey a message to you. And with 700 investigations under my belt, I do believe there is an afterlife. I've seen too many things not to disbelieve it.
It's warm in my house, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
I turned the heat off at 11 a.m. today.
Turn the AC on.
I don't
It's
understand
just a
this
fan
though.
blowing.
Well, maybe
No.
my shirt was a little bit hot too. So.
No, but this is not normal. I mean, I was like,
Too many bodies.
How many bodies?
I'm gonna turn the air on.
AC.
The AC on.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's an air filter system that we have, so it's moving the air, but
We're going to wrap up the
oh my
initial
gosh, John,
briefing.
it's 73 degrees in here right now.
Hey, Gal, can you get everybody on camera here who's going to be participating in the investigation? Everybody wave.
Rick Jackson.
I'm gonna I'll get some doors too, because normally, this is uncomfortable for me, and I'm seeing you sweat. That's odd.
And I get hot quick. Everything to me is Jamaica. Wendy, so did you research? Did you find
I
anything?
didn't have a chance to because I spent my last week with a
Hey.
Springer Spaniel.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I haven't really had a chance to, but this is just this property. I hadn't really seen anything outstanding about it. Just families, one after the other, but nothing in particular.
Citrus Heights is really known for some of the hauntings out here for their Japanese internment camps back in the day. So the only thing is, I don't think this haunting pertains to that. I think it pertains probably to James or David. So we're going to try and find that out tonight. Chantel, did you pick up on anything?
That's you, wasn't it?
No? No? Okay.
I did earlier.
Oh, you
Remember
did?
when I was walking with you and I said he plays? It might be the music. She said that something about music.
Okay.
That James, didn't she just say? I swear she just say that. Something about. He was very musically inclined.
David was.
David was.
David wrote music.
Okay, because I was
He was always playing guitar until his fingers would bleed.
and I was saying he plays, and I didn't know that was all I was getting was he plays.
Does any activity happen when you play music?
He'd be the person to ask.
Yeah.
He's always playing music.
No?
Not that I know, because I'm
Okay.
really focused on what I'm doing at the time.
Okay. Okay, anybody else want to say anything before we get started?
So you audibly heard this noise? I mean, what did you heard this when you said, "Why is he here?"
No, it said Carrie. Who is
Carrie,
that?
Carrie, who is that?
That's what everybody has interpreted to have.
Well, that's what you and Carl both
And
said.
at the time, that's what we thought we heard.
Is that the only time you've heard anything, or do you hear voices all the time?
No, I don't really hear voices. Not
Anything else?
not while I'm awake.
And you guys both, all three of you heard it, your daughter and your friends?
It was me, Carl,
Carl was
and,
right where you were at.
and who else?
Madison said she
Madison,
heard it.
You heard it?
I thought she only heard the Carrie part, but
But this was in the daytime. This was
what, 3:30, 4
mid-afternoon.
o'clock?
Yeah.
And I want to introduce Brittany Lance. She's actually one of the old-time HPI members, and
Long time ago.
long time ago. And so she's coming back on board. And of course, Nina, you've been with us for a while too, but you've been kind of absent too. And Lucy, yeah. And Lucy, you're somewhat of a psychic yourself. So, have you picked up on anything?
Yeah, when I walked in the hallway, I could like feel something was there. I could feel it was there.
So it'll be interesting. We'll pick up anything. So we can go ahead and shut it down, and we'll get started.